If you're gunning for a job at McKinsey, you need to listen up because the game has changed. Application deadlines, especially for undergrads, have been pushed way up. We're talking as early as March 29th. So applying early is absolutely huge for your chances. But look, even before you get to the case interview, there's this massive hurdle you have to clear first, the assessment game. And today, we are cracking the code on one of its toughest parts, the Redrock simulation.
So you've got thousands of the smartest people on the planet all applying for the same spots. What is the one thing that trips up so many of them before they even get a chance to sit down for a case interview? It's not their GPA, it's not their resume, it's something else entirely.
Yep, that hurdle? It's McKinsey's assessment game. You might have heard it called Solve or the Imbellus game. It is this super sophisticated filter that's designed to see how you think in a simulated environment. And let me be clear, to get that interview invite, you don't just have to play this game, you have to win it. So today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to build your winning strategy.
Okay, let's get into it. Before we can talk strategy, you have to understand the playing field, right? So what exactly is this Redrock game? What is it going to ask you to do? Let's break it all down. Think of the game in 4 main stages. First up is data gathering. This is where you're digging through a bunch of documents, trying to find the key pieces of info. Next is analysis, where you take those numbers and actually do the math. After that, you've got the reporting phase, where you have to present your findings visually. And finally, just when you think you're done, they hit you with a series of rapid-fire mini-cases to test how you think on your feet. It is a total marathon, not a sprint.
All right, so now that we know the structure, let's build your winning playbook. This is where we get tactical. We've analyzed how successful candidates get through this, and it turns out there are a few key strategies that make all the difference.
If you only take one single thing away from this entire explainer, please let it be this. This is a direct quote from our source material, and it is the most important piece of advice you will get. Do not, I repeat, do not rely on the tools the game gives you. The real key to staying organized and being accurate is to go old school.
And here's why that's so important. The game gives you a calculator and a little notepad to save data. It feels helpful, but honestly, it's kind of a trap. Using your own calculator and just writing notes down on paper gives you way more control. You can see all your info laid out, you can double-check your math without clicking between a million screens, and you avoid those silly mistakes that are so easy to make on a clunky digital interface.
Now, in that first phase, knowing what to drag and drop into your little research journal is crucial because the game is literally tracking what you save. You absolutely have to save the main objective. You need the key percentages, like the sales split between sweaters and t-shirts, and you need the target numbers and totals. What you have to learn to ignore is all the noise, any data that's just repeated or isn't actually needed for the math. Being selective is part of the test itself.
Okay, so we've covered the tactics. But to really truly crush this thing, you've got to go a little deeper. This isn't just about passing some test. It's about showing that you have the core mindset McKinsey is looking for. It's time to start thinking like a consultant.
And this chart really shows you what's going on under the hood. This game isn't a bunch of random puzzles. It's a carefully designed simulation that's testing these 4 core consulting skills. Are you paying attention to the details, like the units or any trick questions? That's attention to detail. Can you find the right data in a sea of information? That's data interpretation. Can you do it all before the clock runs out? Time management. And can you keep your work neat and organized? That is structured thinking.
This quote right here is everything. Seriously, if you just go in having memorized a bunch of answers from a practice test you found online, you are gonna fail. The numbers and questions will be different. The whole point of practicing is not to learn the specific answers, but to train your problem-solving muscles. You have to learn the process, how to break a problem down, find the right data, and set up the math.
So let's bring this all home. After breaking down the game, the tactics, and the mindset, what's the one big idea you need to walk away with? What is the real test here?
The real test has nothing to do with whether you know the answer to some specific question about menswear sales. It's a test of your underlying abilities. The game is just a vehicle designed to see if you have the raw skills to be a great consultant. Can you process information calmly? Can you stay organized when you're under pressure? And do you have a sharp eye for detail? If you master that process, you can handle any version of this game they throw at you.
So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. As you're preparing, really think about it. Are you just training to beat a game, or are you building the fundamental skills that are going to make you a great consultant? Because at the end of the day, that's what McKinsey is actually looking for. And that, my friends, is the real secret to passing.